So you've likely seen that succulents outside can get sunburned from too much heat or too much sun, but the same can actually happen indoors with grow lights. So in this planter behind me, I've had it here for about a month or so, maybe about 2 months. And I was running the grow lights initially for about 12 hours a day. And as you can see, the grow lights, which are just in the top section here, they're built into the planter, they're really close to the succulents, and it's caused several of them to burn. And this just also plays into making sure you're checking on your succulents regularly. So with this, I've only been watering about once every 3 weeks, and I wasn't paying attention to it other than when I was watering it. And because I was leaving the grow lights on 12 hours a day, in this particular case, that was too much and it was burning the plants. Now, if I was paying closer attention and looking at them every day or checking up on them at least more frequently than once every 3 weeks, I would have noticed the burn sooner and I could have prevented some of the problems that are happening now. So I'm gonna turn you around and get you in closer to show you what this looks like and how I am fixing it for the future. I wanted to show you really quick what the grow light actually looks like when it's on. So you can see here, it provides quite a bit of light. There's maybe about, I don't know, 3-4 inches here between the grow lights and the plants. So now I'm gonna go ahead and turn those off. Hey Google, turn off the desk grow light.
Sure, turning the desk grow light off.
Okay, so you can see here this Crassula mesembryanthemoides. Guys, I've worked so hard to learn how to pronounce that. You can see how it's really brown and there's some leaves that are drying up. But then also here we have one that is healthy, at least green on top with the new growth. So something interesting that happens with succulents, when they're underwatered, they are much more likely to burn from either too much sun or heat exposure or grow light exposure. And that's been the case here. These lights, even though they're LEDs, they do still get hot. They put off heat. I mean, light is energy. And it was just too much for these little guys, especially because they were underwatered. Like I said, I've been watering these about every 3 weeks, and I'm just trying to keep them from growing too quickly. But unfortunately, that was too much for these little guys. So what I've been doing now is I'm actually running the grow lights about 6 hours a day, and I'm having it on for an hour and off for an hour. So that gives the light some time to cool and also the plant some time to cool. And then it gets a little bit of natural light, which you can see here. This is just window light. I don't have any lights on in the kitchen or anything. So that has made it so that the new growth, which you can see here, is green and healthier. And then actually a couple of these Haworthias were also starting to turn kind of a reddish brown, and that has since gone away from turning the grow lights off later. So moral of the story, make sure that you pay attention to how much light you're giving your succulents, whether it's through grow lights or something else, and be especially careful of really intense light or sun when they are underwatered. And then if you check every day, you'll be able to catch these things earlier and prevent problems, because now it's going to be pretty hard to revive these guys since they're so burned and dried out, but there are some that will survive. And having the grow lights on less time, I've already seen how that is improving the succulents. So also just starting off with less light and then gradually increasing to more is always a good idea. Just helps you err on the side of not damaging your plants. So there is my little tip for the week. Thanks so much for joining me this week on Succulents in Seconds. I would love to invite you to join our Succulent Lovers Club, where we have all of the previous Succulents in Seconds videos, as well as new classes about various succulent topics each month. So we dive deep into different topics such as grow lights, dormancy, designing succulents, and a whole variety of other classes. And we also do a monthly Q&A session where you can get your questions answered. And in there, you can also sign up to get a 15-minute one-on-one video call with me where we can look at your specific succulents and I can give you feedback on how to help your succulents look even better. So I would love to invite you to join that. Just head on over to succulentsandsunshine.com/club and sign up there. We'll see you next week.